Welcome to Instructional Technology, podcast and tutorials from the School of Education at High Point University. In this episode, we will be reviewing some of the basic editing techniques that you need to understand when working with a Google site. Let's get started. So here I am in my Google site and I'm on a page and I'm ready to start editing this page. So let me just go down and go to a little sample page here I've been working with. And here's my little sample page. I'm ready to start editing this page, so I'm just going to click on the pencil to edit the page. The first thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to choose a layout for my page. By default, the layout that is always given at the beginning is one column simple. And this really does not provide you with very much flexibility at all. So I always like to choose either one column or two column. This gives me different areas with which to work, and it kind of helps me have a more professional looking layout without having to do any work whatsoever other than just click a little button. So I'm just going to start this time with one column. When I do a one column layout, I actually get three sections. I get a section here, and you can see this box. I get a section here, and I'm going to be deleting things as we go through this. And I get a section down below. What this does is give me three areas with which to work. Now, it's good to have three areas to work with when you're wanting to embed pictures or pins or really any type of embed code type of thing, because the easiest place to put that, if it's embedded, is always going to be at the very beginning. Sometimes when you're looking at that HTML code, it's difficult to figure out exactly where something needs to go. Even if you click in the WYSIWYG portion before you go to HTML, once you open up HTML, it always takes you to the very beginning. And then you have to go and find where it is you want to go. So the easiest place to put things is usually at the beginning of one of your little layout boxes here. So if I have three of these, it just makes it easier and gives me more options. So that's the first thing that I do. Then you just start putting your text in your boxes. So here is where you type your text. Okay, and of course, just like when you're working with Word, you can highlight things, you can change the size, you can change the color, those types of usual things that you're used to doing. And you don't want to get too fancy with this because you want it to always look professional. And if you're changing fonts constantly, or you're changing colors and you're changing sizes, then it really detracts from what it is that you're trying to say. And that's what's always most important. Just like with any other type of online writing, you want to make sure that you do things in block style. So we're not going to indent anything here. We're always going to keep things in block style, put an extra space between paragraphs. You write in short paragraphs so that it's easy to follow. Same things you would do when you were writing your blog. Another thing that you can do is that you can insert a hyperlink. Now, if I want to put in a hyperlink to High Point University, I'm going to type the word High Point University. And then I'm going to highlight that word and click on the chain. When I click on the chain, the next thing I want to do is click on web address. And of course, if you've copied a web address, all you have to do is just paste it right here. I didn't need to copy it because I know it by heart, and it's short. So I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. And that looks good, www.highpoint.edu. The next thing I always want to do is click open this link in a new window. Many times people forget this, and yet this is a great way to be user-friendly with the person who's going to be looking at the pages on your wiki site. This means any hyperlink opens up in a new window. So when they close that window, they come back to that page on your wiki site. If you don't do open a link in a new window, then people have to remember to use the back button in order to get back. And sometimes if they surf for a while in that particular link that you provided, they have to hit the back button 10 times to get back to your site. And that's just not very user-friendly. So we always want to do open this link in a new window. So that's how we put in a hyperlink. All right, so we have text, we have a hyperlink. Another thing you might want to put in would be a picture. And if you do a picture, you're going to click Insert, and then it would be Image. And typically what you want to do, although you may get lucky and sometimes be able to copy and paste, if you copy paste, you're not going to have all of the features available to you that you would if you upload an image. And that's really what they want you to do when you are working with this particular type of a program. They want you to upload an image. That's the way these HTML WYSIWYG editors work. That's exactly how they work. So I'm going to go here to pictures and see if I have something that I can just pull up very quickly. And it looks like that, I think I have like 127, 129 is a picture of Albert Einstein. There it is. There's Albert Einstein. So I'm going to click open on that. And it's going to upload my file. And there he is. And now I'm going to click OK. And of course, Einstein now comes in ginormous. And I don't want it that large. So I'm going to click S. And that brings it down to size. And now it's going to be really small. The next thing I probably want to do is to click Wrap On. And this is going to turn text wrapping on. This is one of the things that we want to do because this helps our pictures to be integrated rather than huge, taking up a whole bunch of space. And so then I can start to type my text. And I'm just going to type a whole bunch of junk here so that we can go quickly. And then when I start a new paragraph, I just keep on like that. And one of the things that you also want to do is you want to be sure that when you're integrating a picture, your text extends at least to the end of the picture. If you notice right now, my picture is in this particular block, but it's also overlapping down into this one. And that's just going to cause some problems with formatting, and it's not going to look very good. And so you want to make sure that when you use an integrated picture, that your text goes around the picture. So now when I look at this, see, that looks much better. And of course your text would go all the way to the end, and but you can get the idea. The third thing that I might want to put in is, and I'm just going to put this in the next box, is a YouTube video. So if I'm going to put in a YouTube video, then the first thing I need to do is grab my YouTube URL. So I'm just going to go here to one of my videos that I have. And at this point, what I can do is I can actually just copy the URL right up here. Okay, that's one of the ways that I can get to this. So I can copy that URL. Okay. Another thing that I can do is I can click on the share button here, and I can grab the URL from right here. I like to grab the URL from the share this video more so than from up here. Usually both of them work, but I just feel more comfortable when I grab it from down here. So I did want to make that distinction and let you know that you can usually do both, but if you ever have trouble, come down and try this one. It just works a little bit differently. So here I am back on my page now, and to insert this YouTube video, I click Insert. I'm going to come down to Video and choose YouTube. Then I'm going to paste in that URL, look at it, and make sure it does say YouTube and it makes sense to be the right URL. And then I'm actually going to put in a descriptive title. And this one is actually Embed Pinterest. That's the title of my video. And then I click Save. And here's my video. And of course now I like to have mine centered. Okay. And once I have everything set, then I'm going to click Save. And now it's saved, and you can see text, you can see a hyperlink, inserting an image and wrapping text around it, and how to put in a YouTube video. One last thing that I might want to do to my page is adjust whether or not I want people to be able to comment and whether or not I want to be able to add files. To do this, I go to More and Page Settings, and there are little check boxes here. I should never have a subpage, so I can get rid of that. Allow attachments, I may or may not want to do that. And allow comments, I may or may not want to do that. I typically do not allow comments ever, never show links to subpages, and I only allow attachments on pages where I'm attaching things. Then I hit Save, and you will notice that the comments part and the attachments part has gone away down here. So now my page is ready to go. As always, if you have any questions, be sure to ask.